racing. Tonight we are at round 8 at Blue Moon Bay Speedway for the Blue Moon Bay 100. This is a celebration of the Indy 500 that took place yesterday in America, and it's the only round of Formula X that takes place on an oval. It's also the only round that takes place for more than 150 miles. So, on pole position, which is dictated by the reverse of average points per race, we have got Tommy Paynes in his Aston Martin. In second place, returning to the series, we have got VRC Jim. He's the team principal of Williams, having driven previously for Red Bull earlier this season, but having to drop out due to commitments, and he stepped up after Flashman was promoted within Williams to a more senior role. He is replacing Noxie for this round. In third place is Digital Blasphemy. He has been with the series since Spa and has been slowly progressing up the grid, getting used to these tricky cars, having consistent fights with his teammate on last laps as well, which has been fantastic to see. Then we have Jacques Jarjar in fourth place for Ferrari. Again, another debutant this season, getting used to his car. In fifth place, we've got Pheasant Plucker driving for McLaren, and he has been closely matched with his teammate GT Racer since joining this series, and sixth place is GT Racer, also in the McLaren. In seventh place is CRL Digweed, who made his debut at Spa for Red Bull, replacing Jim at the team, and has been having fights with his teammate at most races and nearly won at Tokyo. In eighth place, we've got Alexis Maximus, always quick in that Mercedes. Can he pull off a win here? Ninth, we've got Paleshi, who is in the Williams. This is his second race for the team, and he had an impressive fourth place at the last round at Autopolis. Wolfbane is at Alpine and joined us at St. Croix for his debut, where he got a close fourth place, finishing just behind his teammate. He was unable to make it to Autopolis last time out, but returns for the Oval. In 11th place is SNL Jam, who is 19 points behind Cthulhu in the championship and has been finishing consistently around the podium. So can he go better around this track? In 12th place, we've got the very consistent Guesty, 2 second places since making his debut at St. Croix. Second place also at Autopolis. He has picked up the mantle at Aston Martin and has been showing how strong that car can be. And then we have our series leader, Cthulhu, VRC Cthulhu, in the Red Bull. 3 wins in a row. Can he make it a 4th around Blue Moon Speedway? And then finally, making his debut in the series, a very experienced driver, is Gazman. He is the team principal of Ferrari, and he replaces Little's GP at this round. He makes his debut, so starts at the back. So 2 team principals in VRC Jim and Gazman representing their teams. The tyres for this race are, for both tyre manufacturers, Michelin and Bridgestone, Racing Softs and Racing Super Softs. So last season we had Racing Softs and Racing Mediums, and the tyres were key. Let's see how it goes for this race. 100 laps around this motor speedway. Tyres and fuel will be critical. We're expecting speeds of well over 200 miles an hour. Let's see how it goes. So this is a rolling start for this round, and the next round as well at the Nürburgring. So Tommy Paynes will lead us off the grid, and here we go. 100 laps of this very quick motor speedway at Blue Moon Bay. And it's go! And Tommy Paynes is leading them down into turn 1. And everybody's got a clean start. Nobody has... Oh, Jim One Wise is having a look already into turn 1. It's got to get a good exit. Everybody looks like they've got a clean exit. bit of bumping at the back. Was that Peleshi maybe touching the wall a little bit? But yes, we've got everybody pretty much in position. We've got maybe a move here. SNL Jam has got Guesty behind him, and Cthulhu fighting. Has Gasman had a little bit of an instant? Gasman looks like he's dropped back a little bit. We've maybe got fighting at the front as well. And Jim Wise leads. And in second is Blasphemy. Tommy Paines is third. And Digital Blasphemy up the inside. Has he got the lead? No. And looking further back into the pack, GT Racer, 7th place, fighting off Peleshi at the moment, holding the high line. He's got his teammate in front. Can they use each other as drafting buddies? They're going very high. It's all happening at the back of the field. Look at this. This is the middle of the pack. Oh no, Wolfbane. Oh, it's managed to keep it. Pointing forwards. Well done, Wolfbane there. That was an instant between maybe one of the Mercedes and Peleshi's up in the wall. Oh, one of them. Was that Cthulhu possibly? Was that Cthulhu who ended up having a bit of a bash with Peleshi? So bumping and drafting is going on in this mid-pack. I think at the front. Look at this. We've got 4 wide possibly going into that corner. They're all fighting for position. Let's see if we can get on board. There we have Tommy Paines, 4 wide. 4 wide down straight. Tommy Paines is a lot slower than the cars around him. And Guesty is up into 4th. Wow. Everybody has got... SNL Jam has got into 8th place. He's got Pheasant Plucker ahead of him. He's fighting with Alexis Maximus in the Mercedes, who is not letting him past. Let's see. There we go. There is Alexis leading. The pack at the front, though, it's Digital Blasphemy and Jim Wise on their own. A clear gap between them and 3rd place. You can see them in the background. Digweed is leading. And then we've got Guesty and Cthulhu, the 2 form drivers at the moment in this championship, following each other. Oh, was that Peleshi? Peleshi's overtaken Cthulhu. Peleshi's overtaken Cthulhu. And Jim Wise is looking at a chance to take the lead. In 3rd place then. Here we go. Guesty is going for the move up the inside of Digweed. Nice clean move. And then we've got the pack fighting. We've got Cthulhu ahead of Pheasant Plucker. SNL Jam is in 8th. 9th place we have got Jacques Jajar. 10th is Alexis Maximus. Tommy Paines is 11th. 12th is GT Racer. Wolfbane, after his spin, is fighting Gasman. Fighting Gasman at the back. Gasman just having to tuck back into the back. So we've got the top 2, Jim and Blasphemy, currently leading. There they are. Bit of a gap then to the battle. 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. All very close. Cthulhu following his teammate. He's got his teammate up there. He's got his teammate up there. Here we go. Into turn 1. Into turn 1 is anybody. Oh, little touch. And, oh, bumping and grinding there between SNL Jam and Guesty. Guesty still in 5th. SNL Jam is 6th. Peleshi in 7th and 8th place. It's Pheasant Plucker. So this is where the fight is at the moment. This is the top drivers in the championship at the moment. This time in the season, Cthulhu, the championship leader, is in 5th place, 6th place. SNL Jam right behind him. Nice to say, 19 points between the 2 drivers. So they go into lap 8. Into turn 1. Into turn 1. And SNL Jam's gone. SNL Jam has spun. SNL Jam has spun. What has happened here? Going into turn 1. Into turn 1. Oh, and oh, into the air. Into the air. Pheasant Plucker. In the air. Let's go on board with Pheasant Plucker. Into turn 1. Oh, and just a touch, and oh, just touched the grass and then took Jam into the air. Well, That is unbelievable. That is the championship contender possibly out of this race. Let's go on board with Jam. Into the corner. There's the touch into the wall. And there's the second touch. Flying through the air. And look at that right rear tyre. The front damage as well. Both the front tyres. And that is Jam stuck in the wall. Stuck in the wall. So back at the front, Digital Blasphemy is now leading the controversy and the drama in this race already. And we're already at lap 8 of this 100-lap race. I will have no voice at the end of it. Here is Digweed leading the group. He's got Cthulhu behind him, and Guesty is still there. And Paleshi in the Williams leads. The yellow flag is still waving. Jam is still there. Absolute disaster for Jam. Let's see, Jam is still there. Let's see, that right rear tyre has gone super soft tyres for Jam. Soft tyres then for Blasphemy. Softs for Jim. Third place, Digweed is on the super softs, but he's got his teammate Cthulhu also on super softs. Going high into turn number 3. Guesty is there though. Guesty is up into 4th. Here we have the top guys then in this race. These guys are not going to want Jim and Blasphemy running away. Jim is leading again. Look at this. Digweed is in 3rd. Guesty 4th. 5th place for Cthulhu. 6th for Paleshi. 7th for Jack Jajar. Closely followed by Lexus Maximus. 9th after his spin is Wolfbane. Not a great first 10 laps for Alpine then. Gazman is up to 10th. 11th is GT Racer. 12th is Tommy Paynes. 13th is Pheasant Plucker after the collision. And in 14th is SNL Jam. But SNL Jam is a lap down on every single driver. So Jim One Wise is leading. He's currently 3/10 up on his fastest lap. 10 laps in, nearly half a tank of fuel. Are we looking at a 4-stop race? Again, Blasphemy. Also slightly more than half. Here's the battle on the track. Guesty has got himself into 3rd place. Can we see that again? He's got himself into 3rd, and he's been in 3rd all that gap, in fact. So, 3rd place, Guesty. He's got the 2 Red Bulls. These Red Bulls are fast and they are together. This is what you need on an oval. Teammates working together. And Paleshi is in 6th place. Currently just stalking those cars. How much fuel does he have? He has more fuel than those in front, and his tyres are looking a lot better. This is going to be an interesting race. And we've got Guesty fighting now with Digweed. They are towing each other along, but there are groups starting to appear. We've got these 4. We've got the front 2 of Jim One Wise and Digital Blasphemy. Jacques Jajar has then got a group that he has got Alexis Maximus and Wolfbane in. And then, I believe, we've got GT Racer and Gazman fighting at the moment. They might be better working together to try and catch that group in front. They're not far ahead, but if they're fighting with each other, and there's a car in the pits, I think it is. SNL Jam is in the pits. Look at that right rear tyre. Lap 11, very early stop, just over half a lap's worth of fuel. Absolute disaster for the Alpine driver. So back to the front, we have got Jim leading the race with Digital Blasphemy in 2nd place. Fighting, looking for that slipstream. Little bit more fuel. Tyres are a bit better on Blasphemy. Then we've got this fight between the Red Bulls, Guesty, and Paleshi is still just staying a little back. I wonder if, and look at this, Jam has come out just in front of this group. This will be painful for him, seeing this group catching him and lapping him again. This has been a disaster for Jam. Jam is in the mix now. Will he stay there? We will see. Then we have got Cthulhu. They've got Cthulhu, Jacques Jajar, Alexis Maximus, and Wolfbane fighting it out. Can these guys, are they close enough? No, that gap in front is starting to really pull out. And here, Cthulhu leading from Guesty. And then we've got Dickweed, and we've got SNL Jam up there fighting with these leaders. He's obviously 2 laps down, but he's got the pace. He's got the pace with these guys. It's really tricky when you're being lapped to get out of the way, because you're obviously getting the slipstream of the cars in front, although it does look like there's a little drop-off happening now, but he's being pushed along by Pelesci. And here comes Digweed up the inside of Pelesci. Now, groups are starting to split. Look at this, we're starting to get groups split. She goes up the inside of Jam. Oof, little touch there. Jam is up the back of then Digweed. Digweed getting a bit of benefit there from Jam, who is using his power. Obviously fresher tyres. He has only just stopped. Looking at the tyres, and at the front we've got Digital leading. Still from Jim Jim still getting used to that name. Keep wanting to use his old name. Jim in second place. Last lap, oh, a little bit tight. Last lap, hundredths of a second splitting them. And look at this, Cthulhu and Guesty have caught up. Have they turned up the wick a little bit on their engines? This is very, very tight. So Guesty looking at Cthulhu, the man who has beaten him to the last two races. Cthulhu really is on a rich vein of form. And then we have got Digweed. He's still got SNL Jam following him. This is very interesting. SNL Jam in 14th place, 2 laps down on these leaders, keeping the pace with them after his incident. And we've got Wolfbane in 7th now. 7th place Wolfbane, Alexis in 8th, and Jacques Jojar is in 9th. GT Racer is falling back though. GT Racer has got the other Ferrari of Gazman, who is keeping up pace. Tyres looking good. Tyres right front maybe not as good as the McLaren, but we have got now Jim first, Digital Blasphemy second, third place Cthulhu, Guesty fourth, and Digweed and Pelesci are 5th and 6th in a group just ever so slightly behind these top 4 now. So lap 19, now we're starting to know, we're nowhere near pit stops. Looking at the side of Digital Blasphemy, it's going 5/10 of a second quicker now, but look at this, this is 4 cars working together now. Jim a little bit high there in the wall, he's lost some time. So we've got Guesty chasing, and Cthulhu's now leading. Cthulhu and Guesty are leading this race. Through turn 1, a very tight corner there. It's trickier than it looks, that corner. First is Cthulhu, second, Guesty, third is Digital Blasphemy, and here comes Digital Blasphemy. He's on the inside, looking at the line. He's going to take the lead. He takes the lead. Now, is he going to stay there? Is he staying there? Yes, he is. He's staying up there. Jim has now joined the back of the line. So the other drivers have gone low. Cthulhu and Guesty have gone low. And Cthulhu and Guesty have overtaken... No, they haven't both, but Cthulhu has. Cthulhu's taken Digital Blasphemy. 5th place. There he is. Being pushed along by SNL Jam. 5th place, Digweed. Can they get into this group that is leading the race? So, looking at the fuel, Guesty and Jim have pretty much similar. I think Blasphemy has got better fuel, but now we have 6 cars at the front of this race. One of them is lapped. And has Pelesci dropped off a little bit? Look at this fighting between these drivers. It's very tricky. Jim is now leading again. Jim is back in front and his fuel light is on. The fuel light is on for Jim. It is flashing. Will he hit this lap? Lap 22. So we've got more than 20 laps. This works in the favour of the drivers because obviously they need to keep the fuel down and keep the tyres fresh. The right rear tyre here, obviously. And we've got the Red Bulls working together. Let's look at the fuel. Very similar fuel. They've dropped back a lot from the top 3. And SNL Jam is now 4th on the road, 2 laps down. Pelesci, bit of a gap to the guys in front, but look at his fuel. He's got a quarter of a tank. That is massively, massively advantageous here. So, is anybody pitting? Is anybody pitting? No. Digital Blasphemy is going for the lead. Can he do it into turn 1? No. Yes, on the exit. Oh, Jim is a bit squirrely. Oh, and a spin, a huge spin. Blasphemy has spun. Blasphemy is spun. I don't want to go back and see spins too often, but that was a huge event in this race. Here he goes in 5th, and oh, just a touch, and then it's that curb that's inside where the wall, when the tarmac flattens out from the oval. Here it is. It just flicks him round, and that's it. That's all she wrote. That is 5th place. It's still pointing. How much damage has he got? Right front and right corner. 6th place then. Blasphemy dropping back. 5th place for Kaleshi. 4th for Jim. He's got the 2 Red Bulls of Cthulhu and Digweed, and everybody's coming in. Everybody is in. The top 4 are in, but Paleshi still out, and also Digital Blasphemy is out as well. Can they get an advantage? Look at all these drivers in the pits. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Gazman's gone past everybody else in the pits. Here we go. Let's have a look. Glory moment for Gazman. 3rd place on his debut for Ferrari, showing that he is getting to grips with this car. Obviously, it is with an advantage, but can he gain some time? It is tricky when you have no toe in this car to gain advantage over those that you're against. Paleshi goes another lap, and he's got SNL Jam in front of him. I wonder if Paleshi's got the lead. So Digital Blasphemy, that in fact was Alexis Maximus coming out in 8th. So Alexis is a lap down now. Cthulhu, Jar Jar is 9th. Paleshi leads, so Digital Blasphemy in the pits. Gazman is in the pits. It's about, let's see how long this pit stop is. It's hard to tell. Out we go. How long is this pit stop? We're looking at about 34 seconds, so it's about a lap you lose whilst in the pits. Nearly, not quite a lap. But Paleshi leading the race in 1st place. Lap 26 is Digweed. So Digweed is coming to turn 3. Whilst, yes, Paleshi is also coming to turn 3. So actually, it's roughly a lap that these guys have lost. 3 quarters, but the 2 Red Bulls, 2nd and 3rd, and Paleshi comes into the pits on lap 27. It's got a lot longer than these 2 Red Bulls, and Guesty about 3 or 4 laps longer. Jim has lost a little bit of time in his stop. He did a 110.7 and 109 for Guesty. So yes, Jim had to fuel up a lot more. I don't think that they've changed their fuel that much. So Paleshi is in the pits. Will he come out? Here we go. Out the pits. Has he fueled up to the top? Yes, he has. He's got the soft tyres on. Where does he come out? And he comes out, and he's a lot closer to the guys in front. 1st, 2nd and 3rd have gone past. He's jumped Jim in the pit stops. He's jumped Jim. Let's just have a look at the rest of the field. We've got Jacques Chachard in 7th. 8th is Alexis right behind him in the Mercedes. 9th place is Wolfbane. 10th is GT Racer. 11th Gazman. 12th Pheasant Plucker. 13th place for Tommy Paynes. And a lap down on Tommy Paynes is SNL Jam, doing 37s on his own. The lead groups are doing 36s, so 36.6. So yes, a frustrating day for Jam with that accident on the 8th or 9th lap. So Digweed leading his championship, leading teammate Cthulhu. I wonder, does Jokers have team orders at Red Bull? So Jokers is the team principal at Red Bull. He's done a great job with that car. clearly is one of the best ones out there, with the two of them at the front, fighting for wins at most tracks. Cthulhu really has taken it to the limits with that car. He is really enjoying a rich vein of form right now. Guesty in the Aston Martin has jumped in to that car and is enjoying it again. That car back on the podium where it seems to have always been in Formula X. Paleschi in fourth again, very competitive, and he's with this lead group now. So Paleschi doing a grand job to get himself into fourth. Fifth place is Jim. Jim is there in fifth right now, looking at what he can do with the car. Sixth place, Digital Blasphemy. He's lost time from his initial leading battle with Jim. He had that spin obviously, which did not help. Seventh place is Jacques Jajar with the other Mercedes of Alexis Maximus going high, but not able to do anything right now. Let's have a look at the tyres are about the same. The fuel is about the same from these two. Very tightly matched, like 32 at the moment as they go. We've got Wolfbane and GT Racer. Can they use the toe to catch the drivers in front? It's actually quite a big gap to the drivers in front. Going up high, GT Racer. Up high. Gazman in 11th. Pheasantlicker right behind him. Again, towing buddies. Fighting along, pushing each other. Trying to get to the cars in front, but it's difficult when there's two cars in front that are helping each other and you're helping each other. You kind of change the advantage. The advantage becomes negligible between the two groups. But here we have the top three with Paleschi still kind of hunting these guys down. He's very happy, I think, sitting there in the fourth place. There he is, fourth place, racing soft tyres, watching the cars in front. We've got the two Red Bulls leading. Digweed is doing a great job leading this race at the moment, protecting his teammate, maybe helping him save fuel. Third place, Guesty, very shadowing those two Red Bulls, with this Williams of Paleschi leading the Williams fight. Williams, a very good team. Unfortunately, they've had two races where they've been unable to get both cars out on track. Just hurt them in the team's championship, but helps them in the fight with the token spenders. So they do have a good development path, I believe. So they're very quick. Fourth and fifth for both cars. Then, here we go. Digital Blasphemy then has fallen back into the fight between Alexis and Jar Jar. Oh, a little touch I think there by Alexis, just coming out of turn one. And Alexis hopefully would help his teammate rather than fight him. Going low for Digital. Alexis in 7th. So let's see. Fuel wise, yeah, the Blasphemy has more fuel. So actually he's probably doing the right thing with the team game, leading this group. But look at this, Jacques Jajar is right behind them. He's looking at these Mercedes and going, yes, help me please. I will save a lot more fuel with your help. Oh, a little bit awkward coming out of that corner, but I think he has got a little advantage. Let's go on board. So this is the view from Jacques Jajar. Fighting with Alexis and Digital Blasphemy at the turn 3 exit, and there's the bump draft. So we're doing about 207 going down into turn 1. Oh, hit at the back, very close, a hit at the back. It hasn't cost them any time though. On board then with Alexis. There is Jacques Jajar. We go ahead and go on board. There is the view from Digital Blasphemy. Very tight. Let's go to the front of the pack, and you can see, in fact, Guesty's lost time. He's down in 4th place. Digweed is leading this race, still from his teammate Cthulhu. 3rd is Paleshi. 4th now is Guesty in the Aston Martin. Is he saving fuel? Paleshi's fuel a lot better than those in front of him. Remember, he did pit later. Pitted on lap 27, so he's on his 11th lap, going into lap 12 of this stint. Those soft tyres. Now, the tyres are the supers and the softs. Has anybody got the supers on at this stage? In fact, yes, Digital Blasphemy has. And we've got Jar Jar in 7th place. 8th place, Alexis Maximus. Those Mercedes are keeping very close. Wolfbane, along with GT Racer, this is a battle that has been going on for a while now. They've teamed up together. They've got a long way to go, though, to catch up Alexis. That is the problem with this. If you get dropped by the cars in front, you are stuck in no man's land. Got GT Racer in 10th. Got 11th place for Pheasant Plucker, who looks like he's about to do a pit stop on lap 39. So this is quite early. But no, he passes the pits. Gazman now in 12th. Tommy is on his own, and SNL Jam and Jim are racing. In fact, I think SNL Jam is giving a little push to Jim as they come out of that corner. Yes, he is. He's helping Jim. Is he helping it? There you can see them in the background of this shot. So we've got Cthulhu and Paleshi. Paleshi is coming up now. Paleshi is coming up in this pack. Paleshi is there. So this is the man with more fuel, fresher tyres than the cars in front. In fact, look at that. Digweed has a quarter of a tank. Paleshi, half a tank. Oh! And that, I think, was Tommy Payne's hitting the wall. He took a little bit of Paleshi with him. Paleshi having to just change his line slightly. Lost a little bit of time. We've got Cthulhu scraping the wall, I think. And then we've got these drivers. Now Guesty. There, his teammate Tommy Paynes is just behind. Somebody is in the pits. I believe that will be. Is that it is, in fact, Pheasant Plucker coming out of the pits. Lap 40, so is he on the 4-stop strategy, the 3-stop strategy? Lap 20, lap 40, lap 60, lap 80. It looks like he may be. Digweed now on lap 43. Going through the corner, we've got Paleshi there, and oh, there's been a hit at the back. I think that was Tommy Paynes. And now we've got Paleshi. Let's go on board with the Williams driver through turn 2. Look at the Red Bulls, just taking it in turns, helping each other out. Paleshi, though, is stalking them, keeping them close. He's very happy, I think, just staying in this tow. Still got 56 laps of this race to go. 56 laps. Normally, we'd be getting close to the end of this race, but it's a lot longer in terms of mileage. The time-wise, not so different. We're nearly halfway through the race, and we're just under an hour into it. So Paleshi, in fact, is Paleshi going to get past Digweed? No, he's not. So the top 4 are still all there. In 5th place, still with his rear gunner, is Jim. Then we've got this fight, 6th, 7th and 8th. The 2 Mercedes and the Ferrari of Jar Jar fighting each other. Looking very good. Looking very good through here. Turn 1 again. Whoa. Sparks flying from Alexis, and there we have Blasphemy. The tyres, right rear is looking warm on Alexis's car. What is Digital's looking like? A little bit better, a little bit more fuel. So obviously newer tyres, newer and more fuel. And we've got Jack Jar Jar about the same as Alexis. So, very fight. And there's a car spinning! There's a car spinning! What has happened here? There's a car spinning. It's pointing the wrong... It's Jim Wise! Jim has spun! Oh no! Oh no! SNL Jam is slowing! Was there a touch between the two? Was there a touch? There is the rear camera. Oh, and a side touch between the two, and oh no! And that rear tyre, the right rear tyre, should I say? Here it is. Oh no! SNL Jam is slowing. He's slowing down, getting out of the way. Waiting for Jim. There he is. Oh dear. And oh, sped, and he's out. Out of the race goes SNL Jam. Well, I'm sure there'll be words between the two drivers after the race. So Cthulhu leads. Second is Paleshi. No, Digweed is second. Third is Paleshi. Fourth is Guesty. Fifth is Digweed. Sixth now is Alexis Maximus. Seventh is Jacques Chachar. Eighth coming into that pit. Look at that right rear tyre. Jim into the pit. He's in a little bit early, I would say. Wolfbane is also in the pit. Wolfbane coming into the pits. His tyres looking completely out of fuel. Wolfbane 0 on the super soft tyres. Oh, and that was one of the leaders. That's Digweed is in. Digweed is in the pits on lap 47. So Digweed at the moment, fuel is going to be an issue, I think, in this race. Are we going to have to see splash and dashes at the end of this race? So Cthulhu leading, and that's a Ferrari just being lapped. Which Ferrari was that? That possibly was Gazman. Paleshi, strong position, second place to Digweed is still in the pits. Look, 8th place for Digweed at the moment, it says. Yes, and he's nearly a lap down. There he is, coming into turn 1. And then if we look at his teammate, Cthulhu, leading the race, coming out of turn 1 as well. So the car in front is Digweed. That's how much time you lose. You nearly lose a lap, as we said earlier in this race. So we've got Paleshi second. Third place is Guesty. Fourth, Digital Blasphemy. He's got Jacques Chachar in fifth. Alexis has dropped a little bit away from his teammate and the Ferrari. Has there been a small error on this lap? Maybe. And Cthulhu is in. Cthulhu in the Red Bull. So he's doing one lap extra than his teammate. Lap 49, not quite in the pit stop window. And it's the same for Jaja and Alexis. So Alexis again, look at that fuel, absolute zero. Absolute zero. There's nothing left but a few vapours in that tank. Looking at Paleshi though, look at that. Quarter of a tank left in the Williams, leading the race. Is this his? And Guesty's in. Guesty's out of fuel. Now Paleshi is all on his own. He's got Digweed in front of him though. Digweed is there. Will Digweed help Paleshi in front? This is going to be an interesting one. Or does he get out the way during the pits, during the lapping process? It's a hard one because they're fighting for position. They're fighting for the win effectively. But Paleshi is leading. Third place still then is Guesty. There's car leaving. Where is Cthulhu? Cthulhu's coming out the final corner. He's got his teammate Digweed right behind him. These Red Bulls do not split up easily. They do not. Where is Guesty? Guesty has jumped the Red Bulls. Has he filled up with fuel? He has. He's done the same amount of fuel. You've got Super Softs for Digweed, for Cthulhu, Softs for Digweed. Paleshi is still leading this race. He's about to lap the Red Bulls. This is the awkwardness of this type of racing. You are in a fight for the win, but actually you're lapping the guys you're fighting with for the victory. He's now towing the line. Here we go. This is where this could get tricky. The Red Bulls are in position. Digweed's letting him past, I think. There we go, lets him past. Peleshi's there, still got plenty of fuel. Into turn. Oh, they've touched! Peleshi's in the wall! Peleshi is in the wall. The rear and the engine are flashing. The rear and the engine are flashing. What happened here? It's just a tap. A tap at the side. A tap at the side. Here we go. And it's... oh. And Digweed carries on. So Digweed carries on. And we've got these three drivers now. Guesty, Digweed and Cthulhu. With Peleshi, what's his speed? 134 on the straights. Should be doing. Well, let's have a look. That is 195. He's down 50 miles an hour. This is dramatic. Will he pit this lap? In comes Gazman. 5th place Gazman comes into the pit. And Peleshi is coming into the pit. He has got to fix that damage on the car. 53 at 53. So he's good for fuel. 8 litres left, 8% left of this tank. Where will he come out? Digweed and Cthulhu and Guesty are coming into that final corner. So they're going to take the lead. Here they go, into turn 1, leading the race. 46 laps to go. In fact, 47 laps to go, including this one. And Peleshi is down. Is he? He's in 4th. He's in 4th place. He comes out in 4th and he's on his own. Well, he's lost time in that stop. He's lost about, we saw 109 earlier on in this race, a 121 by Peleshi. Let's compare the others. 108, 109s, 108. And Jaja has overtaken Peleshi as well. This is not good for Peleshi, or is it? Because now he's got cars that can help him possibly catch the front drivers. We've got a group of 3 at the front, group of 3 from 4th to 6th. Blasphemy is on his own in 7th. 8th place is Jim. So unfortunate. Again, similar, I think, to what happened with Peleshi there. Just lap traffic, unfortunately. Just a touch, and that's all it takes in these cars. A little touch and you're off. Wolfbane in 9th. 10th is Pheasant Plucker. And here are the top 2. Those Red Bulls at the front. GT Racer 11th. Gazman in 12th. 13th place for Tommy, who has been lapping. He's been lapping in the 37th. He's on his own, which is a difficult thing. 38. It's really difficult on your own in this race because you just lose time. And we've got Digweed there leading this race ahead of Cthulhu. Guesty is 3rd. 4th place is Jack Jaja. 5th is Alexis Maximus. 6th is Peleshi. 7th, Digital Blasphemy on his own. Jim is on his own, but lapping pretty quickly actually. He's doing 36s on his own, showing maybe that he's maybe got that Williams at full tilt, pushing every limit he can now to get to the front of this pack. Wolfbane is in 9th, the only Alpine left in this race after his teammate retired. So Pheasant Plucker 10th, 11th for GT Racer. So this isn't looking a very good race for the McLarens. Their lap times are there. They must have had incident-filled races. Gazman a little bit off the pace on his own. Again, the lap times looking not too bad, but as we said before in this race, if you're on your own, then you're not going to get anywhere quickly. It's all about having slipstream buddies in this race. Cthulhu and Digweed doing Jokers proud here with the way that they are driving together, saving fuel. In fact, Cthulhu has a bit more fuel than his teammate Digweed, who did stop, I believe, a little bit later in this race. There is Guesty. Guesty is sat there in third place. The Red Bulls are pulling away. Now look at the gap. So currently Guesty is going into turn 1, and Jacques Jaja has just come out at the final turn. So they've got a whole home straight between them, Jacques Jaja, Alexis Maximus and Paleshi. Oh, Paleshi's gone a little bit wide into that corner, a little bit too much speed. He's damaged the front of the car. He's got his teammate Jim. Now Jim has got, oh, look at this. He's got Digital Blasphemy on his outside. Let's go on board with Digital Blasphemy. Here is Digital Blasphemy. The onboard view. He's going past. He's gone past, in fact. Has he gone past? Can we see the Jim? Can we see him? There he is. But Jim is past again. Jim is past again. So, good little fight happening here for 7th place. 6th is Paleshi, who's on his own, really. Had a bad lap of 39 on that last lap. Compare that to the leaders who are doing 37s, low 37s. That's a 36.8 from Cthulhu. So, 3 seconds dropped, nearly, by Paleshi in 6th. These Red Bulls looking strong, and now we have got 39 laps including this one. Although this one is nearly over. We've got GT Racer in that McLaren ahead of the Red Bulls, so they can use him to get a bit of a tow. Where is Guesty? Guesty has lost a lot of time. He's a second down on his last lap. Has he just dropped it? He's on his own. He's just done a 38.4, 2 seconds down on that lap. Has he had a... Oh, it's getting a bit squirrely in turn 1. Maybe he's had a moment. Lost time. Yes, you can see, look, he's lost a second. Maybe he's saving fuel. Maybe he's saving fuel. He's letting these Red Bulls just go. Look at the fuel difference. These Red Bulls have got less fuel than Guesty, but Guesty's on his own. Guesty's on his own. He's got a big gap. A big gap to Jacques Jaja. Jacques Jaja in the Ferrari. Currently half a tank of fuel. 4th place with Alexis Maximus right behind him. Paleshi is in 6th. We've got the Ferrari Gasman just being lapped there. We've got Jim pulling Digital Blasphemy with him. Could we have a huge fight for 4th place right now? So we've got Guesty there. As I say, Guesty on his own. Lapping 2 seconds off the pace. This is the difference. Is this the difference between being in the tow, or is it fuel saving? It's a tricky one. These Red Bulls are in the lead though. Red Bull familiar colours now at the front of this pack in Formula X. Digweed, will he take his teammate, I wonder? Or is there a team order going on? Obviously 3 wins in a row, leading the championship as well. His nearest championship contender is out of this race, but we do run drop scores. So he has to keep pushing. Has to keep pushing. 3rd place is Guesty. Oh, he's now in 5th. Guesty has dropped so far back. He's now in this fight between Alexis, who's come from nowhere it seems. He's in 3rd place right now, with Jacques Jaja in 4th. 5th is Guesty, who's just dropped. And there's tapping going on. There is going to be touching. There always is in these quick speeds. There's always going to be little touches. Little touches. It's just the big ones. The big ones when You just wonder. There we go. Guesty is in 5th. Paleshi is 6th. Look at Jim. Jim is coming for this fight. Jim is coming to have a fight for this podium. In 7th place. He's dragging Digital Blasphemy along with him. This fight for 3rd place. And Guesty is 6th now. So Guesty is dropping so much. He's got the toe though. He's got the toe from Jaja. Here it is. So Paleshi now in 3rd place. Look at this. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. All in the same shot. Going through turn 1. So tricky. Paleshi is leading this group. Paleshi is in 3rd. 4th is Jaja. 6th. Guesty going wide, going high. He's let Jim go ahead. Now, is this a tactic Jim has to pit though? Jim is going to have to pit. Is he pitting this lap? No. Jim stays out. Jim goes high, he follows his teammate, he gives him a boost and sets the fastest lap of the race. A 35.5. That has absolutely smashed, I think, anyone else has done. Oh! Oh no! And I think that was Jack Jaja. Well, what happened there? Going into turn 1, Jack Jaja hits the wall, and again, oof! I think this is a case of, oh, and look at those tyres. Those tyres. I think this is another case of that inside bit of tarmac causing the car to pitch. Yes, there you go. Corrected. Bang. Nothing Guesty could do about that. And look at the damage to Guesty. That damage to Guesty. Is that his race done? In terms of the win. Jack Jaja, no damage, but look at the rear tyre. The rear tyre is absolutely cooked. Guesty doing 135.36. He's absolutely flat out and running out of time. Jim is in the pits. Oh, Guesty drops down to 9th place. Wolfbane in 8th. He needs to pit in the next few laps though. He has got his... Well, he's got Pheasant Plucker there. He's trying to lap. Goes up the inside and does it cleanly. So there we go. Guesty. 8th place. This is looking good for those Red Bulls. 1st and 2nd, Digweed and Cthulhu leading this race. We've got 30 laps to go, including this one. We've got Paleshi in 3rd on his own. Alexis in 4th. 5th, Digital Blasphemy. 6th, Jack Jaja. 7th, Wolfbane. They're both pitting. That right rear tyre from Jaja. Absolutely destroyed. That's what happens when you spin in these cars. At that speed, it just destroys that right rear tyre. You've got very little chance. GT Racer up into 7th now, and he's just been lapped by the top 2. The top 2 have lapped up to 7th place. They are flying along, doing 36s. It's not as quick as the lap we saw Jim do in the mid-35s. So, this race, Guesty is now up into 6th. He's got his teammate just behind him, helping him along, I hope. Or he will hope as well. There we go. No. So, Guesty on his own there in 6th. Just, again, this is the thing. You get stuck in no man's land and you lose time. Digital is 5th place, just behind his teammate Alexis, who's pitting in the next lap or so. So, Mercedes 4th and 5th. Got a Red Bull 1-2 as they swap positions, it looks, as Digweed now takes the front. 37-2. 37-3 for Cthulhu. They're comfortable in those low 37s. Oof! A little touch there by Cthulhu into the wall. So easily done. So easily done in these cars. Third place. Paleshi, and he's got his teammate just in front of him. Now his teammate, Jim, obviously has been lapped, but he can help his teammate save a bit of fuel. And with that, Paleshi can help Jim catch onto the back of GT Racer, although GT Racer and Guesty are ahead quite well. But look, Alexis Maximus is pitting, so that shows you the gap. Alexis Maximus is pitting, he's in 5th, and Guesty has just gone into turn 1, coming into turn 2. This race is spread out a little bit, but we've got these groups forming. That we've got the top 2 obviously, Cthulhu and Digweed. Paleshi, where are they? They're not too far. So both the Red Bulls in. So very similar fuel. Paleshi now leads the race. He's got his teammate just in front of him. They're going to do another lap. Will they do another 2? This is very close. Well done to the Red Bulls, especially Digweed. I think Digweed came in on lap 47, I believe. He's managed to extend his fuel to lap 75, which is fantastic. That's perfectly there, I believe, for a full tank to get to the end. So they've come out, look, Cthulhu second, third, fourth for Digital, 5th for Jim, 6th is Alexis, 7th is Wolfbane, 8th is Jack Jaja. He was up there at one point, so what has happened there? Let's look at these lap times. He's did a 40-second lap, so that does look good. A 45 lap as well. That must have been when he spun. 9th is Gasman, 10th is Pheasant Plucker. GT Racer is coming out the pits now, and we have lost Guesty. Guesty has gone out of the race. And Paleshi, first place. Coming now onto 22 laps to go. Will he need a full tank of fuel? Or can he short fill it? Let's stay with this. So let's see where Digweed is. Digweed is coming out with Cthulhu out of turn 3. Paleshi is exiting the pits. This is going to be tight. As the 2 Red Bulls go past, Paleshi leads. Paleshi has jumped the Red Bulls. This is huge. Has he filled up? He has not filled up with fuel. He's not got a full tank. He's gone for probably 7/8 of a tank there. Got the Red Bulls though, they will soon be on the back of him because they're working together. They're working together to get that position. And we've got Digital Blasphemy. He's got Jim all the way trying to go around the outside. Brave move if he could pull that off. No, the 69 car battling with the 66. Let's go on board with Jim. This is starting to get a bit tasty at this point of the race. In fact, there he goes. Oh, little touch. There is Blasphemy going into 5th place. Jim is in 4th then, 5th Blasphemy, 6th Alexis Maximus. Quiet race, although he was in 3rd at one point. He's dropped back though from his teammate. 7th is Wolfbane. 8th is Jacques Jajar. 9th, Gasman, who's about to pit. Where is he ahead? He's ahead of Pheasant Plucker, quite a distance. Well, not really. Pheasant Plucker will have to stop as well though, so it's not going to be a slam dunk for Gasman. That is a GT Racer. And then Tommy is in 12th place. Still, it's been a difficult race for him, but he's still racing. Good on you, Tommy. It's a difficult race on your own. Sat there just having to do the laps. Paleshi then leading this race from Cthulhu and Digweed. And Paleshi now, you can see using More of a line that you'd see towards the end of the race. Look how high he goes. Up the curve. Up the banking. And then deep low. Will he do it on the home straight? Up wide. Down low. He is trying to pull a gap. This is how you do it on your own. Somebody is just in the pits now. That is probably Pheasant Plucker. It's Gazman, in fact. So in again, absolutely empty. There's nothing you can do. You have to pit when that happens. You can't go around again. You can't lose what would possibly be 2 or 3 laps from just missing the pit lane here. Obviously the next race is at the Nordschleife, which if you've missed the pit lane there, it is a disaster. The whole 153 turns on barely any fuel. But there we have Cthulhu, second place. Digweed in third. Absolutely following, being a good teammate. Look at Jim. Jim is catching with Blasphemy. That little bit too high by Cthulhu. That means Jim is there. Jim is in 4th place. What a recovery from Jim. He was pointing the wrong way at one point in this race. So was Paleshi though. Paleshi was in the wall at one point as well. These Williams are fighting, and Jim's gone into 3rd. What a cheeky move! And will he go for the lead for the 2nd? Digweed holding back. He suddenly realises Cthulhu's not there. He cannot let that Williams go past. And Cthulhu tries a cheeky move. He tries the cheeky move. Let's get on board with Cthulhu then. On board, 4th place at the moment. You can see Jim is in 3rd, right ahead of us, right behind us, Digital Blasphemy, in the Mercedes. And he's holding back now. Tried to go down the middle of his teammate. He's just passed. Where has Digital gone? He's there in 4th. Digweed is 5th. Digweed has lost some time. Let's look at the mirror. We've got that, yes, we've got that that Mercedes all over the back of us. We've got a Williams 1-2, everybody. A Williams 1-2. 1st and 2nd are Williams. Jim, though, has a lot less fuel than everybody else he's racing with. 3rd place, Cthulhu. 4th. Blasphemy. He's getting involved now. The racing is getting a bit spicier now. They're realising we have now got 15 laps, including this lap, left to go, and this is when the racing starts to happen. Paleshi, though, all on his own. Nice gap to the guys behind, but the guys behind, now Jim might inadvertently bring the other drivers towards his teammate. But look at this gap that's happening. Cthulhu is having to go with Jim. He's having to leave his teammate. Look at the speed that they're carrying. They're doing 202 miles an hour, 200, 200, 201. Sopping up here, bump drafting with Jim. Look at the sparks flying as well. These cars are flying to 210 miles an hour as they go into turn 1. Jim and Paleshi is looking. Paleshi's there. Wolfbane is in from 6th. Alexis passes him. So Wolfbane drops now down to 8th. But this is where the fight is. Paleshi's in the lead. His teammate Jim. I wonder if Jim is holding these Red Bulls up a bit. We've got a Williams 1-2, a Red Bull 3-4, and a Mercedes 5-6. Where is Alexis though? Alexis has lost a lot of time. He's vanished from this fight. Not moving away from it though. Let's have a quick check. There is Alexis, and there. So yes, big gap between him and his teammate. But these Red Bulls are harassing Jim. Jim is doing a fantastic job for his teammate, who's just coming out of turn 3. Jim is there. Now Jim has got a quarter of a tank left. His teammate has got just under half. So Jim is definitely going to have to stop with 12 laps to go. This is getting tight. 12 laps to go. The fuel. Oh, the Red Bulls got very close there. Very close to taking each other off. Very close. That would have given Jokas a very scary moment to look at. Digweed fourth. Falling back a bit from Cthulhu. Maybe looking at what just happened there and thinking, I can't take my teammate out. With just 11 laps to go now, including this one. High up, Cthulhu is trying everything to get past Jim. But Jim's fuel, Jim cannot finish the race with that fuel. His right rear tyre as well, the super tough tyres, are starting to wear on his Williams. 2 runners at the front, then 2 Bridgestone, then 2 Michelins. In fact, 3 Michelins because Jacques Jajar in the Ferraris on Michelin. Not moving away from this though. We are staying with... And look at this, Paleschi. He's doing 36s. It's just ever so slightly losing time to these guys that are fighting behind him. And this is it. Here we go. This could be crucial. What will Jim do? Will Jim just overtake his teammate and help him? Or will Jim dive into the pit? It's going to help him. Bunt draft maybe. Just a little bit to help his teammate out the corner. He's holding that second place. First place, Paleschi. Obviously made his debut at Autopolis. This is his second race in Formula X. He's leading. He's just 9 laps away. In fact, less than that, 8.5 laps away from the win. It's just 007 away from his fastest time in Sector 1. He's got his teammate helping him. You see the little taps. Teammate helping him. Where has Digweed gone? Digweed has dropped, I think, very far behind. Let's just see. Jim pits. Jim has pitted. Digweed has dropped back off Cthulhu. He's done a 37.1. So what was his lap time the last time round? He's obviously had some sort of issue. No, not really. No, that's the thing. 36.5, 36.6 from Cthulhu. There's where the damage has gone to Digweed. And again, 36.7s, 30... This is the fight then for the win. Paleschi, Cthulhu, Digweed is now maybe a little bit too far back. Blasphemy is there. He's close enough to Digweed. 5th place is Jim. So Jim has come out in 5th. He's ahead of Alexis, who has got the Ferrari of Jacques Jajar, chasing him down. Can he hold this position? Wolfbane is in 8th. Let's see. Oh, Cthulhu's leading. Cthulhu leads. Let's go back. Let's go back. This possibly won't be the only time it happens. He did it in the home straight. He's just driven past Paleschi. Look at those fronts. Absolutely being hammered by Cthulhu. You see it in turn 1. Paleschi's tyres are a lot better than Cthulhu's. So, 6 laps. Just over to go. Who will win? Place your money now. Cthulhu? 4 in a row? Paleschi? First one? It's between these two for sure. Because Digweed, you can see him in the background, he's falling more into the grasp of Digital Blasphemy in the Mercedes. Oh, they've touched! They've touched! Oh! The 2 leaders! 6 laps to go. Just touch. Let's have a look. It's again, we've seen this all... Oh, they both got away with that. We've seen this all race. That move there ends up with 2 people in the wall. How they managed to keep it out the wall, both of them, and still be facing the right way. Seen lots of little incidents during this race through there. So, 5 laps to go. Cthulhu leads. 2nd place, Paleschi. Digweed is in 3rd. 4th place is Digital Blasphemy. 5th on his own is Jim. 6th, being pushed along by Jacques Jajar, is Alexis Maximus. There is Jajar. Oh, is he? Oh, touches. Little touches. 8th is Wolfbane, 9th is GT Racer, 10th is Gasman, 11th is Pheasant Plucker, and 12th is Tommy Paynes in the Aston Martin. So back to your leaders, nose to tail. Nose to tail. Looking at their fuel, oh, it is tight. It is tight on fuel, I would say, and Paleshi's got less than Cthulhu. Look, oh, Digweed has got a little bit more. Blasphemy's got more than Digweed. This... Will they need to splash and dash? This is the fight now, though. Paleshi going low, and then back high. Cthulhu absolutely following him. Let's get back on board with Cthulhu. Here we go. Oh, little touch. That is okay. That is just going for the bump draft. Trying to help him along, doing around 200 miles an hour. Oh, he's got the run. He has got the run. And we've passed. Now, there is Paleshi. Paleshi is on the fuel light of Cthulhu is flashing with 3 laps to go. Oh, this is tight. This is tight. We have got a fight on here. We have got a real fight for this win. Cthulhu leads with Paleshi in second. Their tyres are okay. It's their fuel. Look at Digweed's fuel. Digweed is not flashing, whilst these two are. And look at them weaving around the track as well. They're going further. This is going to help Digweed catch them. He's done a 36.9 compared to a 37.2. 37.6. Paleshi has made a mistake, I think, coming out of turn 1. Here they go. We'll be on the last lap next time round. Look at the fuel. Cthulhu's fuel. There's absolutely nothing left. There's maybe a small amount more in Paleshi's. And now Digweed is flashing. Will any of these guys finish the race? Here we go then. Final lap. Lap 100. Cthulhu leads, Paleshi second, Digweed in third, who's very close to Paleshi now. Cthulhu very low. He's come slow out the corner. He's lost about 50 miles an hour. He's weaving along the back straight into turn 2. My voice might fail as we come out of here. Oh, they've touched! The leaders have touched! And Paleshi going for it into the final corner. Cthulhu leads. Cthulhu. This is Cthulhu. Cthulhu wins, surely. And no, Digweed. Digweed wins. Then it's Cthulhu. Then Paleshi. 4th for Blasphemy. Jim is in 5th. 6th will be Alexis Maximus. And we'll stop it there. Oh my word. Oh my word. That could not have been closer. So digital, but CRL Digweed is first. Second is Cthulhu. It must have been tight on the line. Third, Paleshi. 4th, well done Digital Blasphemy. Highest result for Mercedes in 4th place for him. 5th place, and I believe fastest lap, Jim. Let's have a look at the results. 6th place was Alexis Maximus. 7th, Jacques Jajar. 8th, Wolfbane. 9th, GT Racer in the McLaren. 10th is Gasman. 11th, Pheasant Plucker. And then 12th is Tommy Paynes. Let's have a look at the gap between those finishing positions. Wow. 0.04 between Cthulhu and his teammate Digweed. Paleshi half a second down. They must have run out of fuel, both of those drivers. Look at their lap times. A 38.2 from Cthulhu and a 37.4 for Paleshi on the last lap. A 36.2 by Digweed. And yes, Jim 66, VRC Jim, gets the fastest lap for Williams. Now, As it stands at the moment, there are 2 investigations going on between 2 separate incidents for the Red Bulls, both of which are being looked at by the stewards. So the result is provisional, but Digweed finishing in front, Cthulhu second, and Paleshi third. Wow. Red Bull dominating this race, but absolutely fantastic finish. Who could have predicted that? 2 cars finishing with no fuel. Let's just confirm it at the end there. Let's go and look on board. Yes, so Digweed, barely any fuel. And nothing left for Cthulhu. Blasphemy has got a little bit of fuel. Paleshi, nothing left. So, those Red Bulls, first and second on the road, but as we say, 2 investigations going on right now with the stewards. Will they keep those positions? We will find out in the stewards report that will hopefully be published soon. Wow. What an end to the race. Next week we are back, hopefully live on Sunday, at the Nordschleife. Last season's race was fantastic, going from 1 track with 3 corners to 1 with 153. It couldn't get more different. I hope you join us next time out in Formula X. Thank you.